Okay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Publishing Disrupted. I am editor Mick Silva.
And I'm David Morris, literary agent and publisher.
Yeah, and we're exploring the ways in which publishing is changing, book publishing, that is.
Yep.
And how writers can best meet that challenge. But we do all kinds of stuff on this podcast.
That's true.
We were just saying.
Yep. Our idea is to talk about the disruption that we've experienced in publishing, because everybody has a personal story. The disruption going on in publishing and how we're leaning into that disruption.
That's right, because we're getting disrupted as well. But we have a guest today. I'm pretty excited to introduce.
Yes, we do. She's going to disrupt things for us, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. That was the point.
Yes, I am.
She's been brave and accepted our invitation to come on, but Ellie Silva is here with us today.
Yay!
Intern in publishing, being inducted.
I want the formal name. I want the formal name, please.
Eliana.
How do you say it? How do you say it?
Eliana.
Eliana.
There you go.
Said it the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, she's always
Silva.
been Ellie to us, so
Yeah, I'm Ellie.
First
assistant editor
of two daughters.
Mm-hmm. Eldest
of our co-host Mick.
Yep. Yeah. My eldest daughter, and then I have a 20-year-old as well, Charlotte, who interned last summer.
Oh, she didn't get on the podcast.
She didn't. Yeah.
No.
Oh, Charlotte, if you're listening, we're sorry.
Maybe
it's my fault.
Maybe she'll be on next time. Eventually, we'll have my whole family on. It'll be amazing. No, we're probably not going to do that.
I'm kidding.
No, we could have we've talked about having our wives on, because that would be fun. Say what it's like to live with a bunch of book nerds.
Yes.
I mean, they're pretty book nerdish
and that's
as well.
a question I have for Ellie.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's start there.
Okay.
Let's start there. What is it like being the daughter of this person who's been like? What have you thought about his publishing work? Like when you were younger, my daughters had they used to say some things about me.
Really?
What did they say?
Well, I'll just leave it at that. What? Oh, you want to know?
Now I'm going to have to know.
Yeah.
Well, they used to say like I used to work at Guidepost magazine where I was in their book division,
right?
And my daughters would always say, "Mr. Guidepost, whoever you are." Like they didn't get it. They didn't understand.
Okay.
What is it you do, Dad?
I mean, Guidepost isn't really evangelical. I mean, I suppose,
or a book publisher primarily.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. They're more of a magazine.
Yeah.
They're known for kind of direct to consumer, maybe.
Yes, correct.
But like,
it's still publishing.
I don't think of them as like ostensibly Christian. It's more self-help and angels. I guess that's Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It started out that way. We don't have to get into it, but yeah.
I guess they do the devotional. So you were working on the devotional guide, right?
And a lot of other books
and
that they
other
did.
things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But what do you think of your dad's? What have you thought of his publishing in the?
I mean, it was always just like what I knew that he did. It was just his job. I didn't realize, like, when I was young that Focus on the Family was like super, super Christian.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I worked
maybe
there for 5 years when you were pretty little.
Oh, yeah. Have you, mentioned that
yes.
on the podcast?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't tell anyone.
You don't tell anyone?
No, I'm just kidding.
And I don't know. I always liked that your job was helping people and listening to people. I think that that has always been important to me, that you understand the value of listening to people.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I'm trying to learn most of the time. I don't feel like I know stuff.
So what made you say listening to people? Because it's a publishing job.
Mm-hmm.
Dad works a lot with coaching people and telling their stories. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that, like you often say, it's often kind of therapeutic.
Yeah.
Just by nature, like telling your story, working out what you want to say. It is a lot like therapy. And so a lot of times you kind of take the role of a therapist.
Yeah.
Especially as an editor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. And I have to remind myself, and of course people I'm working with, I'm not a trained therapist.
Yes.
Like some of the stuff that
pretty
we're
darn
talking
close,
about,
though. I bet you're better than some therapists out there.
I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I've had a little bit, but I think knowing attachment. So I worked with Mylene K. Yurkovich. Of course, they were kind of my induction into like understanding attachment, and so from there I've kind of built that coaching model. Brene Brown and vulnerability, like the gifts of of being vulnerable with each other.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kind of like how to share a story and stuff like this that I've just like picked up along the way. And you have too. I think as a publisher, you get short shrift sometimes because what you're trying to do is link up the right people with the right therapist / editor who will be able to handle these projects. And you're doing some yourself now in-house, right?
Yes.
At Lake Drive.
Yes.
So you're
scrappy publishing.
Yeah. I like that point though. I mean, so you kind of always knew me as like someone who's a like wannabe therapist.
Listening to, I mean, that was very noble the way you put that. That's really lovely, actually.
Makes me sound better than I am. I'm
well,
making money
something
off of
to
people.
remember and hang on to. You're going to have to replay that next time you're feeling down.
Yeah, I'll pay her under the table.
Well, all right, so we didn't actually get an introduction to you, Eliana.
True.
Oh, okay.
We want to hear more about who you are.
Yeah.
Who's
Ellie?
You're a junior, it's almost a senior in college, or you're done with college?
Basically a senior.
Yeah, she's kind
is
of a
what I
super
say.
senior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. So I am doing an integrative studies degree, and part of that degree is an internship. And I decided, well, what better way to fulfill that than with Dad?
I needed some help. It kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and part of you're at GVSU, Grand Valley State University,
Here
and
in Michigan.
Here in Michigan, Allendale, and they require an internship as part of their program for the integrative studies. Yeah. And I mean, integration is a word that I've been using a lot. I stole it from Brené Brown a while ago, but like, that's basically it's not a catch-all degree, but it's a degree that sets you up for a lot of different types of things.
Yes.
So publishing was just
definitely
made sense.
What's like been your favorite class in the last couple of years?
Oh goodness, there was a research methods class, and my teacher, they opened the class saying, everyone thinks this class is going to be really boring because it's about research methods. But I learned so much in that class, not just about like how to research, but then I learned more like from that research. I got to like read a bunch of papers about stuff that interested me a lot, and I just learned a lot
about how to think about research, not just how to do it, but how to think about.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't just go into Chat GPT and say,
yes. Oh my gosh, don't even say it.
We're very anti-AI.
Figured something out there now.
Yeah.
Well, that's fascinating. So that's really cool. That is a class you're going to remember for the rest of your life, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it when that happens in college.
Yeah. I gained a lot
I've got
from
some
that.
like that. Yeah. Wow.
Well, and Ellie's taken a lot of music classes up to this point. She has her AA in music first, so she got that from the CC here.
Playing what instrument?
Violin and viola.
There you go.
So in performance, but also theory and stuff. And now she's kind of shifting. It's your second career, I suppose, into integrative studies. But like, well, you said research methods. I think that's so fascinating. Like I would not have chosen that at your age.
Definitely is helpful for a publishing career if that's in the cards for you. Who knows,
sure.
right? But yeah,
all those footnotes and such. So you've done some work for Lake Drive, David's operation already, and you are having to check some citations and references, and was that fun?
Yeah. Yes, I did. I had a lot of fun with it, actually. I didn't really do citation checking.
Okay.
Actually, I just kind of trusted you with that.
Right. I need to check them again.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think we'll get more into that book in a bit.
Yeah.
Because I think like that was really cool. And David, you had just reached out and said, would Ellie be interested in this? And, I wanted to leave it open. I wasn't going to push you into that direction because I don't do proofing. I've learned that that's not my forte.
Okay.
I do more like developmental and coaching, like front end kind of stuff.
A little bit of line editing.
Some line editing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do copy editing, but I'm definitely not the best.
Not the researching.
And the most accurate guy. Really not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do it because sometimes there's a compare and contrast that you do with publishing, but beyond that, no.
What about like journalism? That research, that class could be really good for future journalists.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's very true. I worked, some of my my peers, my classmates in that class were going into sort of more of a journalism direction. And that was fun to hear from them.
Yeah. I know, and it's a dying industry too. I mean, well, it's hard to say it's dying, but like it's changing. It's very disruptive.
Yeah.
We just worked on a book together, Ellie and I, with a lady who was a journalist for many years in Chicago, and was talking about how they gave a lot of layoffs, and I mean 1,000 people at a time in some of these huge high-rise towers.
Especially like the news media business, shifting from
Tribune.
print to digital.
Yeah.
The segmentation of things. It's just,
and that's been going on for decades,
Yep, it has.
So that's kind of part of the publishing journey as well that we've been talking about with the disruption. Internet has changed everything. So one of the things I was telling David on, I don't know if it was on this book that we worked on or it was another one, but there's a lot of times where you'll have this HTTP address in the text.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't mean to get into the weeds here, but that is not useful most of the time for a reader, let alone the fact that it's probably going to be out of date by the time the book comes out. So I'm sort of...
It is tricky.
I don't want to get on the bandwagon about never having web addresses, because sometimes that's the only source you can have. But just word to the wise for writers listening, try to give us another source if you can in print that you're going to be able to use and rely upon. Don't just go off of the web address. Sometimes I just feel like we're doing readers a disservice when we don't do that. But
or sometimes don't oversight things. Don't cite everything. Summarize it, and sometimes you don't have to provide the full reference information. You can simply say, "This journalist in this magazine in 2024 said."
Yeah. Exactly.
Because sometimes too, the other thing too is with HTTP references in endnotes or footnotes, is not only might they get lost or go out of date, or you get a 404 page, but they're sometimes behind a paywall.
True.
Oh yeah.
And it's frustrating sometimes too, because that might be a pretty major article and yet it's behind a paywall.
Exactly. Yeah. Or they've moved it and the website no longer carries that article.
New York Times has gift subscription links.
True.
I don't suppose you could put that in a book in perpetuity.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I usually try to just default to either books or prints, or even just don't leave a note. Just make a parenthetical real quick and say, the source on this is here. Yeah. But make it useful to readers. Yeah. I think that's what I want to default to. And that's been one of the things that Ellie and I have tried to talk about is how are you serving the reader?
Yes.
I serve the author, obviously, but ultimately the author is supposed to serve the reader.
Yeah. What does the reader get out of reading this book?
Yeah. Are they going to really type in a long web address? No.
Right.
Or, word something more easily understandable. Be clear in your language, right?
So you guys have been talking about high level stuff like that. And does that mean you have a weekly meeting as an internship?
Yes.
Kind of thing? Wow.
Yeah, we do.
Try to. Yeah.
It's been very helpful. It's just to keep on track of everything.
It's helpful to me keep on track of my projects.
So what are the different things that you've done so far? Anything at all?
Lots of manuscript reading. It's been maybe a book a week.
Yeah. It's a lot.
A manuscript a week, on a screen.
A manuscript.
Yeah.
And then we'll discuss. He'll share his thoughts and I'll share mine, what works and what doesn't. We've noticed that he's very much big picture stuff, and I very much focus in on details,
sentences.
Yeah.
Yep.
And individual scenes,
how things sound,
and
word choice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is helpful too, because sometimes that's indicative of a larger issue. Sometimes there's just pet, what do you call it? Those things that authors all have.
Idiosyncrasies.
Pet idiosyncrasies, problems that's recurrent throughout the manuscript. And so it's sometimes if it's throughout, it's usually indicative of either they're overworking it or something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also trying to act as kind of more of a stopgap, I think, with clients. Right. Yeah, prospective clients.
Yeah,
meaning you're answering emails?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least, getting to that point where I can answer emails.
So you're referring to Ellie as your assistant. We'll get back to you about this or something.
Right. I have a few boilerplate emails that I'll use to either invite someone to, well, usually it's sending my rates, right?
Yeah.
If I do want to work on it. But if I don't, then there's the forum email that'll say I'm full right now or whatever.
Yeah.
And then usually they'll email back and ask questions. And so Ellie's been kind of fielding that. And I've found that we tend to be a little too nice. Like I have learned not to be as nice.
To each other or to the authors?
No, to the authors.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like especially when they come back.
How about to each other?
I know you can't take my book, but would you read it anyway? Or
Yeah.
could you recommend other sources? There's
Gotcha.
always these other requests that come. Right?
Yeah.
So understandable.
You have to value your own time.
It takes some time, as you know.
Yeah.
You could spend your whole day responding to those requests. So
It is true.
I was like, well, don't give her too much. We haven't really actually contracted anything.
Don't leave the door open. That's what you kept saying.
Yeah, it is hard to close the door in people's faces, right? Because they want to work on their project and they found you and you're, someone who they value the opinion of. But I think a lot of times I'm seeing that there's evidence they haven't actually done some of the research in their doing their homework and figuring out who I am and what I work on. But also,
right.
You get a lot of submissions as a publisher where people are just like sending it out to everybody.
I mean, the business is a really mysterious thing, and they don't know one publisher from the next a lot of times. And maybe if they went online and researched everybody, they still can't quite figure out what they're looking at, I think. And that's what happens. And I often end up saying, it's just not a fit for me, but really thank you so much for noticing us and so on.
Yep. And do you recommend other options?
Yes,
or
sometimes. But when you have so many of those things, you just kind of you're choosy about who you spend the extra time with. Sometimes.
That's right.
If it's more like in your orbit or your network, then you say things, and you want them to stay a fan of the work that you're doing.
Sure. And sometimes you have just that mental connection where you're like, oh yeah, someone was looking for this, and maybe
I never want to like make someone feel angry or diminished.
No, of course.
I always want them to feel keep going, do what you're doing.
And that's something I think I appreciate about this work is we can be that way. You don't have to be that stereotypical evil publisher or evil editor.
Even if you
can be kind.
And people usually really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Even if you're very brief about it.
Right.
It usually works.
Right.
Okay.
This looks like a great manuscript, and it I don't know what else you would say in there, but it looks like it could do some good work in the world, but it's not for us.
So Ellie,
not at this time.
You've been in meetings, I understand, too. Talk about what is that like? Can you give an example without naming names?
Yes. Those are when I say that Dad is kind of a pseudo therapist. That's a lot of what I'm thinking about. Because being in meetings is where, like, you talk about the emotions, like going into the book, like how to, I don't know how to say this, like organize what you want to say without, like, overwhelming yourself with, like, bringing back all of this stuff that potentially hurt you. Mm-hmm. Those are just the most personal.
In a book that might be about what? This book in particular.
About your life and your struggles.
So like a memoir.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I work mostly on memoirs or personal stories.
So don't overwhelm yourself as you're doing the writing.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, take a step back, recognize, there is good wisdom in the idea that the most personal things can be the most universal. Mm-hmm. But that's on the other side of having worked out a lot of the emotion and we all feel trepidation about sharing some of the most personal things about us. Mm-hmm. But then on the page, a lot of times it can come across as being self-serving or just irrelevant to the story at hand if you haven't already dealt with some of the emotional baggage that you're carrying into that.
So this is like being like a doctor's appointment where you go in
a little bit
and the doctor says, do you mind if this training doctor sits in with me as I examine you and talk about very personal things. So you've been in the Zoom room.
Yes.
When people are talking and Dad's talking about very personal things about folks in their memoirs.
I always feel like I want to make it clear that if they don't want me there, that they should be able to say something.
Yeah. I have the luxury of having worked with some people who are really just stellar. Like in
Yes.
fact, like
Yeah.
would not have any problem.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know, would not have any problem with being emotionally vulnerable and available, right? And that's why they're writing the book, or that's why they're publishing the book.
Yeah.
I think this is why you publish a lot of the books.
And you
do.
can't write a whole book and not be vulnerable in it. You've
Or just
gotta-
be open with the fact that you don't have all the answers. You've just lived this experience and you're trying to share it now in a helpful way, not in a self-aggrandizing way or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Ellie's great because I think in fact she recognizes that sensitivity, that's a place of kind of like, I mean, you want to leave it open to the author, you know, not say like we're just demanding that you be available to everyone.
Yes. No, you can't do that.
But yeah, I'm thinking of probably the one author who I've said I wish all my authors were this great. They're just amazing in the fact that they can like bring so much to the page, to their own story of discovery of who they are, and then offer that to people. I'm always kind of floored at that ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Me too.
it's been fun.
What have you observed about the publishing business so far? Like any surprises or any frustrations?
I mean, my experience thus far has been like very informal. It's been the freelance side of things, so I don't know how much I can really
that's
compare
fair.
it.
That's totally fair. Yeah. This is my harebrained idea to have, but I really thought the listeners would want to hear from like they're like we think we're like we think we are still her age.
I do. I feel like
and we have all these issues we've got to talk through.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, we're just these old dudes now.
I know. But
saying the same things every time.
It's fun to see, and I was telling her before we talked, it's fun to see like how that's being passed along, you know?
Yeah.
And there is a generation of readers out there, as much as you hear the news that people aren't reading as much anymore.
Well, let's talk about something very concrete. What did you think of what was your thought process in proofreading? Was this so let me just back up a little bit, listeners. So me, David Morris, I have a book coming out next week.
Yeah.
I don't know when you hear this, but it will be the release day is August 4th. It's not exactly a normal book. It is,
it's a good start.
My background is in psychology and religion, specifically psychoanalysis and religion. I think and work on ideas that are more theoretical psychoanalysis than being a psychotherapist or a counselor.
Sure.
Although I understand a lot of those principles and how but I put religion on the couch is what I do. Mm-hmm. And one of the most formative books, it's a quirky book, it's a crazy book, was written by Sigmund Freud in 1927 called The Future of an Illusion. And it's now in the public domain. So, that's what publishers do. They sometimes repackage books. But I didn't just slap this together. Like you'll see editions that are slapped together out there now. Unfortunately, some with really bad covers. But I decided I wanted to write, if anybody was struggling with faith, and they're going through a faith deconstruction process on some level, questions, uncertainties, and you wanted to back up and get a sense of observing things very objectively, get a really different opinion, Freud is your guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's limitations, there's some concerns about him that are out there, but in general, there's few thinkers that have shaped Western thought and even everyday language, like slips of the tongue and so on.
Sure.
Yeah.
And sort of repositioned the human being as a psychologically developing human being as opposed to a cog in a bigger environment.
That's so good. It's so important to remember
which is part
that.
of the issue sometimes too.
He was at the forefront of doing that.
Yeah. I mean, he basically invented psychology.
Right.
I mean,
talk therapy.
Very much so.
What we think of as, as what I do,
psychotherapy,
basically the therapist on the couch thing. Yeah.
So he has this book called The Future of an Illusion. It's only 20,000 words. It's a short read. I added 10,000 words to it, though. I offered a whole brand new
as an
introduction, and I added footnotes or annotations throughout, basically to help the reader get the most out of the book. For example, what does he say? He even says some things like American religion, like 100 years ago. He was like, man, they're weird over there.
Yeah.
Across the pond.
That was fun to
that
see.
Scopes monkey trial. What was going on with that? He basically says that in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because it kind of cracks me up because you can see he sees how unusual
absolutely
the world is in the United States, which we just sort of take as the scenery, and we're not critical of it. And he has a way of, basically his argument is, God is very much is as much a projection as God is a reality that you're reconciling with.
Yeah.
And how do you tell the difference? How do you study that? How do you give space to thinking about
Are you even aware that there is a difference?
Are you even aware of it? And that would be a big step if you became aware of it. And I tell this story of, I read this book when I was not much older than you for the first time. And I wound up back at my church that I grew up in as a teenager.
Wow.
And the Southern Baptist pastor there, asked us to think about God as our daddy. And it's a pretty harmless thing to say. It's a pretty
hear that a lot.
average thing to say. But after reading Freud's book about how he specifically, he wasn't the first one to say we project ourselves onto our God, but he was the first one to say we specifically project our father images onto God. And then I go in and hear this pastor say, he should be your daddy. And I'm just like,
maybe for some people.
Wait a minute.
How do I think about God?
Yeah.
And how is that colored by my own past?
Wow.
My own family relationships, my own culture. So I won't talk about the book much more than that, but just to say that I think I highly recommend it for people who are asking questions. And I thought, well, I could give a really good introduction to it for those people particularly.
Yeah.
And that's what's in here. So thank you for
read it.
proofreading it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then
It wasn't for free either. You were a paid intern in this work.
Right.
And not that I was asking for it to be free. It was at a discount. I will say that. So I appreciate that. But tell me about just even the proofreading process. Was this the first thing that you proofread of that length or?
Yes. Yeah, I would say so. Most of all, I was having fun because I've never actually gotten to.
This is your copy, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Nice.
I've never actually gotten to read Freud front to back. I've never sort of
Right. It's just kind of a reference.
had that opportunity. And then with your additions, it was contextualized in such a way that I was able to think about it differently than what I was used to. Because, you even mentioned in the book that Freud kind of has a reputation nowadays. And it's kind of
a caricature, I say.
Yes, caricature. And just reading just I'm totally losing my train of thought.
Processing what was in there.
Yeah.
But I guess I was also just curious, how did you prepare for proofreading? Things like, what should I check? Is it just about spelling?
Right.
There's more to it than just about typos. Sometimes words are repeated that the spell checker doesn't catch.
Yeah.
Things like did you have a preparation process or just a mindset you tried to get into?
I definitely drew from what I've seen Dad do, in his comments with books, especially with your line editing process.
Yeah, we kind of started the internship with one of those where I was heavily line editing.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I gave you that to look at. And you were kind of, it was overwhelming. It was a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing it in the sidebar. I'm rewriting sentences. I'm suggesting you rewrite this way. And that,
Chicago Manual of Style. Do you have that? Do you have a copy or did you look at it online?
We do. And that's one of the things that you're continually referring to. What I've found is a lot of them, of course, you're not using marks because you're not using a pen anymore. You're doing it on a computer.
That's right.
So the marks
on a PDF
are relevant.
which is clunky. Right. Authors hate it sometimes. I hate it even. I wish there was a better system.
Yeah.
So figuring that out first of all is like format and what platform you're using.
That was a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
But most of all, I was thinking about like clarity, I guess. Like what you do. Like, are you getting across what I think you're trying to say?
Right. Yeah, and sometimes there's places where the writer can't see what they're actually saying. Like they think they're saying something, but it's actually going to sound this. And sometimes it's the opposite of the effect they're trying to have. They want it to be clear, and maybe they're forgetting to be concise enough, or they're being too concise and they need to explain it. So yeah, that even happens on the proofreading level sometimes. You have to query it.
As I recall, I'm trying to remember. You were good at saying, hey, you kind of need a comma here, or here you need an em dash.
Sure.
Or maybe you don't need the comma here. You caught some things there. I was like, you're right. How did that happen?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I hope that wasn't like too nitpicky.
Oh, never.
It's
okay.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
No, it's supposed to be, especially at that level. I remember David saying after I had read it, he's like, I'm nervous about putting this out there. I'm like, well, but it goes through the normal checks and balances with editors, so you don't have to be too worried.
Yeah.
Every writer should be worried if they didn't have an editor.
Yeah.
But even at that level that you're doing proofreading, I like to remind writers that you're often still going to get some queries. They're like, is this the clearest way to say this? Because sometimes those you can get ever more clear and not be saying as much, or you could be saying too much and then it's not clear, right? So it's a little bit of balance, even at the proofreading level sometimes. You're trying to make it as informative as you can and yet still be to the point and concise. I always like the word efficiency too. If you can say it more efficiently, do that. Don't be artful. A lot of writers are trying to be too artful, too fancy, sound smart, Yeah. And I think there's probably a tendency to want to sound somewhat erudite or academic, I think, in a book like this.
Right.
Where it's like, well, do you need to do it that way? Or can we just, dispense with the formalities? And
that was one of my concerns writing the introduction. I was thinking, well, if I show this to some of the other PhDs in psych and religion that I know about, they're going to say, well, you need to say this and you need to say that. But I'm writing this for the everyday person.
Yeah.
And it's actually a book that I think is very readable for the everyday person.
Yeah, absolutely.
He meanders quite a bit in there and you're kind of like, where is he saying? What is he saying?
You could do that back then,
Yeah, that's just it. It's sort of like the pontificating scientific materialist man who who can go on and on about things. And they didn't have editors back then like you.
It's like Sidebar,
I liked what you said about you have to be eating cake and sitting in a comfortable armchair while reading this book. I'm like, oh yeah. No, I like that.
That's always a good idea. That's funny. Or smoking a pipe, maybe.
Yeah.
Approach it differently. That was my favorite thing about what you added. It was what it made me think of Freud. It just made me think of him differently than what I was used to.
Did you have other?
That's a very high compliment. Thank you.
Did you have like preconceived notions? Did you have ideas or assumptions about him?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk of how he treats, minorities.
Yep.
And women. Yep. There are some ideas that...
He was a man of his time, for sure.
He was a man of his time. But there are still ideas that I think are very insightful.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good.
I've heard those criticisms as well.
Yeah.
I understand them.
You talk about them in the book, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even hear you arguing against them so much in your intro. You're accepting of the fact that Freud was indicative of, the times he was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be everything.
Right. Right.
And I think a lot of times we do a disservice to people when we don't recognize that, some of these concepts, like there was a concept recently, planned obsolescence. It's such a great phrase.
Yeah.
It talks about how corporations are basically extracting value out of things. And we've talked about that.
And that happens in publishing, maybe.
But that wasn't a phrase you could use even 5-10 years ago. People would have been like, what are you talking about? It's similar with some of the issues that are brought up against Freud or people like him, I just don't know that we had the same sort of language that we have now to describe some of the problems that we now see.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's not
Right.
that's not to say it shouldn't have been there. It absolutely should have, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Right? People couldn't say the things they can say.
I mean, even 20 years ago, do we talk about queerness and LGBTQ
Yeah.
We should have.
plus the way we do now? No, not even close. I mean, I'm not even talking about us personally, but I mean in the culture at large. It's just
we're all kind of catching up to this, and I'm not arguing for giving people a break when they are obviously being exploitative or exclusive, right? We want to include. But I'm just saying that people who came before us, who lived in an earlier time, like Freud, need to be given a little bit of leeway. He wasn't allowed to argue back.
Well, situated in history.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yeah. So I'm excited for the book, and I feel like it does exactly what that... is this a subhead you have on here? Is enduring critique of religion?
Yeah, it says enduring critique of religion.
Because there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
We need a little more of that.
Right. So let's talk about that a little bit, Ellie. This could be a little bit touchier now. Okay, so I don't know, because we do a fair amount of that talk here. Like just like
oh yeah.
like do you yes or no religion? We should be thoughtful, but also interrogate the religion that we've inherited. Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
There is some toxic forms of religion very, very much in the public eye right now. Yes or no?
Oh, yeah. Yes,
so you've noticed.
Yeah.
There are some healthy forms of religion and spirituality in the public eye right now. Do you think?
Oh, in the public eye.
Or just they exist. You know they exist.
Yes
or no?
I know
yes.
they
It's harder to identify, but yeah.
So all right, let me kind of, and I'll be careful here, Mick, so stop me, okay? So your parents have gone through a process of where they used to bring you to church?
Yes.
All the time.
Oh, I see.
You used to go to church all the time.
Yeah, we did.
And in recent years, there's a shift that's gone on, not just because you're the age you are now.
Yeah.
But it's been a shift for them. What is, I don't know, what's the question in there?
Yeah. How do you feel about that, I guess?
Well, it's a really vague,
pretty broad.
Kind of puts you on the spot question. I need something more specific. Like, do you think things are headed in a good direction?
Oh, in general in this nation?
Yeah, and no. Like with that change in your own family.
Oh.
And that's not a loaded question. Like I'm not setting you up to say no, it's not happening.
No, I would say so. I think that just with how public that shift has been, like just in our nation, so many people are deconstructing now. So many people are like aware of all the toxicity that's happening. It's made, I think it's made other people more understanding of why we sort of shifted away from that environment.
Yeah, I've even felt that from my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're, I don't know if they would say this, but we're sort of the canaries in the coal mine, I suppose. We're like the first black sheeps that had sort of, like I think you're that in your family somewhat too. It makes you kind of the target, but you're also kind of the voice for some other people who maybe don't feel as comfortable admitting some things, right? That they have questions even. Sometimes I think is hard for people to voice.
Why do you think it's gotten a little difficult lately? Like you use the word toxicity, but why do you think it's gotten off track? Like, what's gone wrong, do you think?
Oh, goodness.
As somebody, that's fine. Just throw anything out there. I think people want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone like
You're Jen.
Because we're the ones doing all the talking all the time.
I think, my hot take.
Yes. Now we're on a podcast.
Yeah, no, for real. My hot take as a quieter person, as a neurodivergent person, is that a lot of what the evangelical church sees as godly is actually extroversion, is actually being neurotypical. And we were sort of able to like feel that we
She's
weren't
pointing to
quite
me
as,
like our family.
yes,
in some ways.
our family,
Yeah.
as introverted as we are, we're able to sort of go, this doesn't feel right for us. Why are we not feeling as godly?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes we'll say things like, this isn't a God thing, this is a temperament thing.
Yeah, this is a temperament
So there's like
thing.
a privileged
Yeah.
temperament.
There's a preference,
Yes.
especially in evangelical.
Yeah, evangelical is why.
I would
why
argue it's kind of religion in general, though, too.
Oh, really?
To some extent. I think it's less true in the more contemplative strains of Christianity, right?
Yeah.
That's
Amer-
why.
Yeah, that's
American-
what I think.
But American Christianity,
Yeah.
even
Tends to
some
have-
progressive. Yep.
I'd say, like, what do we call it? Like an extrovert preference,
Yes.
right? that you're loud and
It-
proud,
It really does.
God, guns, and country, and right. We talked about how many people go to football games and stuff, and then like salute the flag
Yeah.
and pray to Jesus for their team to win. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like it's just in the water here. So
That's a really, I've never heard somebody quite put it that way. That's really cool.
Maybe that's some of my judgmental attitude coming true, but
Well,
I think there's
Didn't come across that way.
no, it
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
sound.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
judgmental.
Yeah.
It just sounds like your lived experience.
Well, it's sort of like one of my pet peeves is people putting, I follow Jesus in their social media profile.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus, God, daughter of God is one I saw today.
Mm-hmm. See that a lot.
Or I saw a West Michigan politician on TV last night talking about who he is, and it was just like a local state assembly kind of person getting a little bit of airtime on the local news and being interviewed, and he says, well, first off, I'm a believer of Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
And to me, like that critique you just offered, the words you chose, it's like it's rewarding a certain kind of
Yeah.
extroversion.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
stick to your word
Yeah.
instead of other words that we've used. Yeah.
Attaching that to godliness, to
Standing up for your faith or
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
whatever they assume that means, when really you're just kind of like, what's the word? Signaling, right? It's almost
Yeah,
like virtue
right.
signaling. And what does it really mean? Like, to me, it means if someone's saying that as a politician, it means they're looking for that vote. Like, it honestly doesn't mean anything more than that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion. They're thinking that they can cash in on a Christian vote, basically, is why they say that. But that's very cynical.
Yeah. You said extroversion and neuronormative. What did you say?
Oh, yeah. Neurotypicality?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Not about, I mean, either way, whether it's about neurodivergence or whether it's about neurotypicality, how is it that, what does that mean? What do you see that saying?
About like Christianity, about evangelicalism?
Yeah. Or just talk about when you said there's a lot of focus on neurotypicality. What other thoughts come to mind?
I think of an example from my life, which is that I always felt a little bit pressured to babysit. Maybe this is because I'm a girl and an oldest sibling, cousin, everything. But I felt like the fact that I didn't like babysitting was like just not okay, you know?
Yeah.
I can't really do babysitting. I can't really do lots of noise. I can't like manage kids
Yep.
very well. I just get very overwhelmed. And so, yeah, it had an attachment to the concept of godliness for me and what that looked like for me as an eldest sibling.
Probably even as a daughter, right? Might not have been as true for a son.
An eldest cousin, especially.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And like that neurodivergence that I wasn't really aware was in me. Yeah, sort of like detracted from my godliness or my good Christian-ness.
So it's sort of like being the good Christian girl or being the good Christian mother or being the good Christian woman or wife or man even.
Similar, for sure.
Have, like, there's, I mean, I guess one thought that came to my mind is that there's a lack of appreciation for the diversity among people and the different types of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
The different sort of sets of temperament and skills and experience, and what's rewarded is a certain set of skills and experience. And
a girl who loves working with kids and wants to have lots of kids.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a critique of religion. Speaking of enduring critiques of religion, of how it can sort of collapse things into very simple definitions, and there's a lot of fear about someone who might some different way of just thinking and doing things.
Yeah.
And like for example, even like one of the things I've said for a long time about more confining, more controlling religious ideas and environments is there's really not a lot of creativity. There's not a lot of art.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of like wildness.
Yes.
I'm not talking about Holy Spirit stuff. I'm talking about just like, being in a Bible study group and reading a section about the man who's possessed. Oh my goodness! Excuse me.
Your phone.
And being possessed by demons, and it talked about him frothing at the mouth. And I've worked with kids who've had grand mal seizures, and it's like, well, that sounds like a seizure to me. And then someone says, no, I believe in demons.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think in a lot of our religious life, there's just not this. I mean, there's a lot of layers. There's other layers going on there in that example, but
sure,
just not having a sense of the breadth of what might be going on in any one situation.
Yeah. It's a very constrained and even curtailed, I suppose, existence sometimes within the religious structure and hierarchy, right? That you're put into. I think you're working on a lot of these books that are talking, or the memoirs at Lake Drive, talking about people coming out of that mindset. And I think it's indicative of this experience at large. When you deconstruct, you realize there's so much more to the world than you realized.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's so many more things to experience and enjoy. And neurodivergence seems like it's a constraint, right, initially. But I've been reading more and more books about this temperament, or you could call it a disability, but the books themselves are saying it can be a superpower. And if we would just shift our focus away from what is typical in culture and toward what is special, what is unique about neurodivergence, we would recognize some of the great gifts that people have.
The sexuality conversation is the same thing.
Yeah.
There's so much more of a spectrum there than, and for some reason, religion is the fulcrum where this gets enforced.
Exactly.
So much so. And people don't see that.
Right.
And so I think that applies. Well, I would love to see a book on this topic. I would love to see an essay. Start with an essay. Start with like a nice essay on this topic.
So she did write a capstone project paper on...
Oh, that's true, yeah.
The dearth of critical thinking. What was it? Do you have a title? Do you remember?
It was about the relationship between the evangelical... The white evangelical church, to be specific, and critical thinking, and the ways in which it tends to inhibit critical thought.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What do you remember from what
I
you
did
said?
not give her that topic, by the way. That was just her.
What do I remember?
Yeah.
I remember...
Because I write things and I forget what I've said.
Oh, yeah, I do too. I'm like trying to remember.
Yep.
My findings were that... So I had a bunch of different categories of methods of thought suppression.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that the most common method in my little experiment that I did was the fear of sin being attached to the thoughts that you're thinking.
Individuals.
That wasn't exactly the phrase that I used. I'm blanking on the exact thing that I called it.
I mean, fear of sin is pretty serviceable. That's good.
Yeah.
And the way you said it, attached to the thoughts that you were thinking.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
As though they can be read by God or even your authority that you associate with God, was people's fear.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we don't realize it's there most of the time.
That describes my growing up years. I don't know about you.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think, it's easy to sort of develop a neuroses around all of that, which is what I found in my research.
Speaking of Freud.
Speaking of Freud, exactly.
Yeah. Might need a therapist to work some of that out.
Yeah.
So lots of methods, though, you said that religion exerts that type of undue authority.
External and internal.
Right, because that's one that becomes internalized.
Yes.
Yeah, and you think it's your conscience, but really it's just an internalized authority.
We should
That's good.
We should wrap up. But I'm curious to know, so like, what do you want to do next with regard to publishing? Like, what other skill would you like to learn more or do more?
Goodness.
What have you seen that you'd like to think? I'm not saying do you want to do a whole career in this, but what looks attractive to you about the business or about the work?
Dad's developmental editing that he does. That's always the real meat and potatoes of it. And I think I have to get better at looking at the big picture of things rather than the small, like I'm good at.
Yeah, no, that's where you start.
You sounded pretty good about big picture stuff to me.
I know.
Just now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know. And I think the fact that you are attracted to research methods says that you're a global thinker, right? Would you say that? I mean, in your doctoral studies,
right. What's the world saying about these things?
Yeah, or culturally
said,
astute, right?
Yeah.
You have to be aware of a lot of things.
What thinking do we need to bring in on something? And what have other people said up to now? And how do we contrast from that?
That's what integrative studies is.
There you go.
It's perfect.
That's so good. I love that you've been able to do that and get your arms around so much already. If I had been where you are at your age, oh my gosh. Well, it's probably a good thing I wasn't.
Well, think where she'll be when she's your age.
Sure.
It's going to be awesome.
It's exciting.
I feel very fortunate.
Yeah, it's fun. And I think the fact that you have books that are right in my wheelhouse of things that I'd like to work on, and then you can, offer things at times to, Ellie as well. I just think there's a lot of good that's happening. I want more and more people to be aware of it. It's why we do this podcast. Not just to promote your books that are coming out on Lake Drive, but to talk about the larger ecosphere of independent press and how, obviously we're not just open to Christian ideas or post-Christian ideas, I should say, right? Progressive Christian, however you might characterize that. We're open to all kinds of things. And the future of an illusion is public domain property, but you want to get it out there to have people have a discussion, right? And it's all about having that larger context for the discussion. I get so excited when we talk. Thanks for being on. Thanks for.
Are you allowed to be direct with him and tell him what to do? Sometimes, Dad.
That's what it's about, man. Assistant means boss. Sometimes I think
that's right. Yeah. Everybody has to lead from their own position. That's
we need to have this meeting now. Yeah. Stop getting off point.
Yeah. That's so cool. And I know you guys do other things like read books together and stuff. We didn't get into that, but I'm just it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to know you both, but it's also fun to know about your relationship.
It's fun for me, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Good luck with the rest. So the internship ends soon?
It's kind of open-ended, but yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you got classes coming up. You got Japanese and other stuff you're going to be studying. So, end of August.
There's always more to do in publishing. So
it'll be here.
Keep it going. Maybe it's a little side.
Yeah, exactly.
Gig. Yeah,
for sure.
Thank you for being on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thanks all you for being here and listening if you're still here with us at this point, because we love doing it, and it's all because of you guys. We're going to have obviously the Substack, but we'd love to hear any takeaways that you have, whether that's about neurodivergence or the lack of critical thinking in Christian context, or just how you're feeling about stuff. Please let us hear from you.
Like and share.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you next time.